Hello. Okay. Hello. Hello. I don't think it's echoing. And now that's on there. So, y'all focus in. Do y'all remember direct variation? It's like from chapter 1.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. In direct variation, here's our formula. Y equals K times X. What is K? The constant of variation. It's right there. K is the constant of variation. In direct variation, what happens to Y as X increases? It actually, direct means they do the same thing. So as X increases, Y increases as well. Okay, so as X increases, Y increases. As X decreases, what do you think Y is going to do? Yes, they both go down. Okay, so when we have direct variation, this is the form that it goes in. When we're trying to find K, we just get K by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by X right here. So we get K equals Y divided by X. Those are the two kind of formulas that we stick to when we're trying to work with direct variation. Remember, the direct variation, whatever X does, Y does the same thing. For inverse variation, as X increases, what do you think Y does? Decreases. Remember, the inverse is kind of like the opposite. Okay, so as X goes up, Y goes down. As X goes down, Y goes up. All right, the main formula that we're going to use, especially when we're writing equations of inverse variation, we're going to use this Y equals K divided by X. Notice, when it's inverse, the X is on the bottom. When it's direct, the X is on the top. When it's inverse, X is on the bottom. Okay, so if it's on the bottom, it's probably inverse. And here is the K by itself formula for inverse. K equals Y times X. X times Y. We're going to write some equations for inverse variation. It says, suppose X and Y vary inversely. Okay, so inversely is key. It's telling you what kind of relationship they have. And X equals 3 when Y equals -5. So it just gave us a point, 3, -5, that's on this graph. Write the function that models the inverse variation. So our equation for inverse variation is Y equals what? K over X. And we are going to just finish out this formula by figuring out what K is. So we don't know K. We need to figure it out. What's the formula for K when we're doing inverse variation? X times Y? X times Y. So we just plug in. What is X for us? It's 3. Y is -5. Multiply them. We get -15. So we just plug that back into the formula right here. So we get Y equals -15 over X. And that's the answer. Ta-da. All right, see if you can do the next one on your own. Same thing, just different numbers. All right, what did you get? What's your equation? 0.42 over X? Yay, good job. Okay, you got that by multiplying, figuring out K, multiply X and Y together. Get 0.42. Any questions? All right, these next ones, let me read it. Is the relationship between the variables in each table a direct variation, an inverse variation, or neither? So we are going to look at each of these. So we'll look at this and figure out what kind of variation it has, if it has one. And then if it does, we're going to write the function to model it. We're going to start out by kind of figuring out what the relationship between x and y is. What is x doing as we move right to left?
Increasing.
It's increasing. And what is y doing? Increasing. So what possible kind of variation do we have? Direct. Okay, I'm going to put direct with a question mark because we haven't confirmed it yet. All right, for direct, what does k equal? What's the little formula for k? Y over x. All right, we're going to use this formula and figure out k for each of these points. And if all the k's equal, then this is, in fact, a direct variation. So what is 0.15 divided by 0.5?
3.
It is 3. What is 6 divided by 2? And 18 divided by 6? 3. So they're all the same, right? So yes, this is direct. And now we have to write a function for it. The formula for direct is y equals k times x. Got that from up above. All we have to do is plug in for k. Well, what does k equal? 3. We figured that out. So y equals 3x. There's your answer.
See, this makes sense. When it's 3x, the other thing above, I'm not really sure why it just makes no sense to me. Because it's over x, I guess. When it's inverse
Yeah.
instead of with x.
I don't really know what your question is or how to answer it. Let's do another one, see if it makes sense. Okay, so the next one, what happens to x as we go along? Goes up and y goes. So what might we have here? Inverse. What? Okay, inverse. All right, Kyla says that it's, what does k equal? X times y. So what's 0.2 times 12?
6.
2.4. What's 0.6 times 4? And 1.2 times 2? So this is inverse. And let's see, our equation for inverse is y equals k over x. So what do we get? Y equals 2.4 over x. Just plug in the k that we got. All right, last one. What happens with x? And y? All right, so we have a possibility of, and k equals xy. So what's 1 times 2? 2 times 1. And 3 times 0.5. 1.5. So is this a variation? No. So your answer is neither. Or no variation.